When you think about someone with an eating disorder, what comes to mind? If you're like most people, an emaciated white teen girl likely popped into your mind. What a stereotype. What if I told you this was actually the minority of eating disorders? Most people that struggle with an eating disorder are in a normal or larger body and can be any race, age, gender, or socioeconomic status. Most people don't look sick or have medical conditions as simple as their blood work being out of range, but that doesn't mean that what they're dealing with isn't serious. The long-term complications of the various disorders are initially invisible, as the body slowly breaks down from the inside out. I could spend a few hours talking about the complications, but I want to get to the relevance in our community. Eating disorders are a lot more common than you think. Since I work primarily with college students, I researched the 3 local college populations to come up with the following statistics. At Cal Poly, using 2018 enrollment data based on enrollment of 21,812 students, a conservative estimate of 6% of students meet full criteria for an eating disorder, which calculates to 1,309. Research for my master's thesis showed that on average, over 50% of college females will experience disordered eating, and closer to 10 to 13% will have a diagnosable eating disorder, whether or not it's diagnosed and treated. At 48% of the student body being female, this is approximately 1,046 to 1,361 females with eating disorders, and 5,235 females with disordered eating. At Hancock, based on an enrollment of 12,012, an estimate of 6% of students meeting that full criteria for an eating disorder equals 721. At 55% of the student body being female, this is approximately 606 to 858 females with eating disorders and 3,303 females with disordered eating. And at Cuesta, based on enrollment of 10,836, if 6% of the students are meeting full criteria for an eating disorder, that's 650. At 50% of the student body being female, approximately 542 to 704 females with eating disorders, and 2,709 females with disordered eating. Now, the stats I talked about were for just females. Statistics are much less researched for men and non-binary people, but we know that about 25% of people identified with eating disorders are male, and rates are about 3 times higher for gay and bisexual males over heterosexual males. At the time of my research, I did not find stats on non-binary rates, although we expect them to be higher than cisgendered males and females. Additionally, the NCAA says that an average of 25% of female athletes and 20% of male athletes have disordered eating. So this is a big problem. On a national level, eating disorders are more common than celiac disease, and binge eating disorder alone is more common than breast cancer. You may be thinking this doesn't apply to me. And I really hope you're right. But we all have someone that we love and care about that is likely struggling. You just might not know it. Eating disorders are invisible diseases that can go unnoticed by even the closest family for years. And only about 10% of people with eating disorders will receive treatment. This is really important because treatment is most successful when started early. With treatment, 60% will make a full recovery, and the stats are probably higher if people get in earlier. So we want that early intervention. So how can you help someone who is struggling with an eating disorder or disordered eating? Most important, listen. If they'll open up to you and you don't feel like you have to fix them right away, just be a good listener and don't judge them. Sometimes they just need to start talking to someone in order to make that first step. Next, be a good role model. Don't talk about food, weight, dieting. Eat what sounds good. Diet culture is the main instigator in development of eating disorders. And then, if they're willing, help them find an eating disorder specialist. This includes a medical provider, a therapist, and a registered dietitian, all hopefully with a specialty in eating disorders, since these are very complex. So my role in all of this is helping people recover as a registered dietitian, a nutrition therapist. I do one-on-one counseling with clients in conjunction with their medical and mental health professionals to create a strong interdisciplinary treatment team. Recently, I realized that I cannot reach as many people as I want with the limited hours in my day, and so I came up with my book, Permission to Eat, as a self-help recovery book full of exercises I use with my private clients to help them progress in recovery. My hope is that this book will reach out to those who cannot currently access or afford treatment as a way to help them move forward until they can get professional help or in conjunction with their professional help. So now that I'm running out of time, I just want to leave you with this. You all have permission to eat. Thank you.